probably now I would say internationally recognized as a place for sports. From Muhammad Azharuddin Sahab to ARSHAD AYUB Sahab, we had VVS Lakshman. Then these were the veterans. We have our Siraj, who has been selected. I think you should clap for that boy also, who has made his team in the international team again. Those are the people from cricket. Then we have PV Sindhu, we have Saina Nehwal, we have Tina Jaiswal. There are so many people who are representing the country from our city. And I think in this perspective, this session on a career in sports becomes very, very important for all of us. I now invite onto the podium Mr. ARSHAD AYUB to deliver his talk on choosing sports as a career, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and the distinguished guest. Well, to start with, for everything what we see, especially on an international level, it always starts at the grassroots. That's how you built up. That's how you go from one stage to another stage. It's a hard work. It's a real hard work. Nothing comes easy. Me being a sports person, being a cricketer, I went through the same process. The process was quite hard and chances were very low. But if you are determined in what you want to do, then it becomes, the goal becomes very important. When you have the goal, then it all starts with process. For me, it has always been education along with sports. I played for India, yes, definitely. But I also did my engineering from Osmania. So it went both together. You need to have a set a process and then work towards it. See, success will come in different stages. It will not be, the moment you start working hard, it will come, no. Like a book written earlier, Outliners. If somebody reads that, what will happen is that in that, especially it has given an example wherein any athlete, any sports person has to go through a process. The process is 10,000 hours of practice. Just imagine 10,000 hours of practice, what they are talking about. Even if you give 2 hours a day, 365 days, you're still doing only 730 hours in a year. So that means that at least 11 to 12 years dedication has to be there. Behind that, it's like education for that matter. When you get admitted in LKG, and then you get admitted. After you're getting admitted, then you start the process of learning, and then from LKG to KG to first class, and that's how it goes on. It's all about that. It's all about that. Learning at different stages, maturing yourself, making sure that what you have learned to put into action, put into performance, and only the performances will count ultimately at the end of the day. Sometimes you perform at the same time as others are performing, and somebody will have a little edge over you. You'll get a chance. But never get disheartened with that thought process, because you need to focus on that. My coach used to say that if there is a competition, what you need is that if he gets 100, you get 2. If he gets 200, you get 4. That's how you try to sideline your competition. That's how you make yourself better. You need to understand that when you have made up your mind, the hard work, it doesn't have the measure. It'll never have the measure. The more you put in, the outcome will be much better. You need to make sure that at every stage that your focus is there. You have a responsibility. People are counting on you at certain stage. So you have to be responsible for your actions. The moment you get fame, you don't throw away that fame. What you do is that take that responsibility, mature yourself up, make sure that it counts. You've worked really hard for that. And to come to that stage, and if you're not going to be there for some time, then all your work, all these years, what you have worked, will go wasted if you're not going to be there for a few years at least to perform for your country, perform for your state. So that's something which a sports person goes through. But there are definitely instances wherein we can say that, you know, all of them will not make it, because it's a country of 120 crores, and out of that, only nowadays I'm just going to talk about cricket now. Nowadays, at least the platform is much wider. You've got exposure in IPL, you've got exposure in one days, you've got exposure in test matches, so different platforms are having different teams. So at least there is an exposure for at least 45 players. But earlier when we were playing, it was only single platform, and we all had to be in that 15 to prove ourselves. But then again, it's a very small number, very small number. 45 is not a big number. And similarly, there are individual sports. Today we are seeing a real growth from Hyderabad as far as the badminton shuttle is concerned. You find that, you know, a lot of young, especially young girls, they are making a lot of name there. And I would say that, you know, thanks to Gopichand Academy, there are a lot of these young girls who are coming up. They have been trained very hard. I know so because my cousin's daughter, she's now leading India in under-19 juniors. So she puts in so much of hard work. Samia Imad Farooqi is the one she's leading. Today they have, all the three, they have reached the third round. So thing is that when you work hard, when you give that much, you're bound to get success. You're bound to get success. I had gone through a process when I was competing with, at the time, Hyderabad had 3 off-spin bowlers in the state team itself. To break into the state team was a big challenge, much big challenge. And then one of them was still playing for the country at the time. And then we had so many in South. South itself, we had so many off-spinners. So I had to do something extraordinary to be there. And keep on performing time and again, because it is not one good performance which is going to go take you there. But you have to keep on performing. Show them that you are good enough. 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons. Then you will get the recognition. So my advice would be that, you pick up any game, you need to put that many hours if you want to be an international player. If you want to play for pastime, it's fine. Then you focus on your study, be brilliant in your studies, and then forget about this. But if you want to be a sports person, I can assure you that if you put your mind to it and have your right process behind it, you have a really great chance to become an international athlete or sports person. So, all the best to all of you. I hope that many of you will think about that and focus on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for that very informative session. I'm sure the students must have gained wonderful insights with regard to making their career in sports. 1 or 2 questions, like from the pre-conference sessions, which I could take from the students, which I would like to discuss with you. The first part is sir, is there a huge amount of investment involved if we want to get professional training of sports? Because basically, the lot more, like a great part of this particular crowd which is sitting in front of you, they come from such a background where their financial conditions may not support very high amount of investments. So I just want to ask, is it talent, getting the right talent and getting the right coaching in an institute or in a coaching center or in a training center? But is that amount of investment in terms of money huge, or is it bearable?
See, the thing is that when I started from a school level, and the school had a team. My school was Little Flower, and we had a team. And the encouragement was done there, so I didn't pay anything there as such, because at the time, our physical director, he thought that I had talent, and he actually took me to Fateh Maidan. And there, Mr. Bhupati was the coach. Then he introduced me to Mr. Bhupati, and he said that this boy has got a talent, just encourage him. So that time, there was no money at all. And hardly you had to spend anything. But these days, if you look at it, very few schools have got good teams. And they're also, in the curriculum also, they have the sports fee and all that. Unfortunately, very few schools have got good coaches. That is the biggest problem. Other is, you have a choice. if you can afford it, you can go to some of the academies. What I would like to say one thing is that you know, today I'm running an academy, and if there is a talent, and if we see that there is a talent in the boy, we normally don't charge. We never charge the boy. We have about 10 to 12 boys who are playing free in my academy, and very talented boys. They come from a school from Nurhan Bazar. A group of 4 also come from there. They are actually progressing really well. So likewise, you know, we do take the money from the people who can afford it. But we also see that if there is a talent and if we can't afford it, we just make sure that he gets encouraged. So there are institutions which does that. You don't need a hell of a lot of money for that. But the point is that you know, if you are dedicated enough, then you know it makes a lot of sense.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like every one of you to understand this answer which sir has given. Sir said that the physical director of a school team took him to Fateh Maidan, and there he was made to meet with someone, Mr. Bhupati, who was there, and that's how the journey began. That is the importance of a mentor in one's life. That is the importance of a mentor. Somebody to guide you, to identify the talent in you is required. And just for the sake of information, sir, say even I come from Little Flower.
Okay. I have one more thing which I want to mention here is that very few people actually appreciate that the physical director actually plays a very important role for a sports person, especially in the school. See, later on in the college and all that, it's not that important. But in the school, it is very, very important. If the physical director can, you know, identify the talent and then, you know, take it forward, I think it will make a huge difference.
And in presence of Mr. ARSHAD AYUB, I would like to, permission deemed to be given by Janab Safdar Sahab and Madam Tehseen Fatima, I would like to make a small announcement that 2019-20, the next academic year, inshallah, we will prepare a team of cricket from Shangri-La with students of 7th, 8th and 9th standards, okay? And we will try to, inshallah, give them good coaching with, I'm sure I'll be trying to bother sir by asking for a resource person or somebody to coach, and inshallah we will try, because if one person or 2 of you will make a name and a mark for yourself in life, that will be the happiest moment and a proud moment. And just like sir is sitting here and saying that I was selected from my team at Little Flower, there will be a day, inshallah, when a stage will hear that yes, it had happened at Shangri-La, inshallah. Alright, coming towards the next question with sir. Sir, the selection procedure and everything, I mean the resources part is a different thing altogether. But as of now, sir, is politics or something like that more has a more say when compared to merit when it comes to selection?
The thing is that you know, there will always be some kind of politics. But the point is that you know, a sports person should never look into politics. His job is to perform. His job is to make sure that if somebody is performing, he should perform doubly. That is how you will make your mark. There might be politics, there might be favoritism, they could be favoritism. I'm not saying 100%, but they could be, yes. But the point is that you know, it's up to us. The moment we think that, you know, well, this boy he has got some godfather behind him, he's going to be promoted. No. At certain stage, he will fall down. At certain stage, when he doesn't have the talent, when he doesn't have the capability, then he will fall down. And that's the time, that will be the thing that will finish his career. But if you are good enough, and if you can perform consistently, not at par, I think better than the par, I think you will always have a chance to play. The point is that you know, I don't want to make excuses saying that there are politics, there are this. I don't want to make that excuse. There will be difficulties. I've gone through that difficulties and still made it. So I feel that, you know, if you have the determination to make it, you need to fight it hard. You need to make sure that, you know, you are there all the time.
Thank you, sir. Putting in a nutshell, what sir said is obstacles are those things which you see when you take your eyes off your goal. And the one last question, sir. Sir, sports is celebrated in our country. A sports person is a celebrity. And जितना आसानी से उन लोगों को ऊपर पहुंचाया जाता है, उनकी मकबूलियत को, उनके फेम को, जितना लोग उनकी तारीफ करते हुए उनको इतना पसंद करते हैं, for some reason if they fail to perform in a crucial match, the same crowd we have seen at times, you know, they just turn opposite to what they generally behave. In such situations of stress, sports persons still have to perform and maintain. So I would like you to give them certain suggestion कि in stress how performance has to be delivered, because in few days they'll be writing their SSC public examination. So performance under stress, एक sports person से अच्छा और कोई आपको explain नहीं कर पाएगा. That will be my last question.
The thing is that yes, when you are playing well, when you're winning, you're bound to get lot of applause, lot of appreciation. People will put you at a pedestal where, you know, they make you, God forbid, demigods. So the thing is that the moment you don't perform, straight away they throw you down. That is there. That's part of the life. As a professional, you got to take it in your stride, move forward, make sure that the next time when you're going for a competition, that you're much more prepared, and make sure that, you know, you win. You try to win rather. You cannot win all the time, but you can try to win. Make sure to put your best foot forward. That's all you can do. And, you know, give your best. Give your 100% there. And then you leave it. When you're satisfied in your heart that you have given 100%, then that's all is required. See, some people's 100% might be so good that they will achieve 100 out of 100. Some people's 100% will get them 70%. That's also good. It's not bad. The thing is that you know, we, in our mindset, we think that if you get only 100% all the time, then it's good. No. In my theory is that you know, you give your 100%, and if you even get 65, 70, 80 marks, that is fine. Absolutely, you're successful in your career.
Thank you so much, sir. I now leave the house open for questions. Questions on sports.